moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, et par and by BioSteel.
From Ron Joyce Stadium, McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Allie Rowe, the 2024 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year. And so much more than that. She's a star as well in League One in Ontario. And she's been great bringing all the added analysis throughout the tournament so far. Overall, this is game number 6, but match number 2. On day 2, the consolation semifinal between the number 3 seed OUA champion Toronto Varsity Blues. They were upset by the number 6 Trinity Western Spartans, falling 3-1. So far, the greatest goal differential. No, check that. Just the greatest overall scoring in a game. There have been 2 games won by 2 goals in the tournament so far. They played in the 5 p.m.-ish, I will say, Eastern quarterfinal yesterday. Right now, it is just before... It's about 1:45 p.m. Eastern today, so a little bit before 24 hours in between games. And for the McMaster Marauders, the hosts of this incredible championship, just for the second time ever, they first hosted in 1992. They are here today to take on another OUA rival, but going through their regular season notes, they did not play the Varsity Blues this year. It was York, Western, Guelph, Windsor, Algoma, Laurier, Waterloo, Brock. So you'll see there the championship seedings as we entered the fray yesterday. Varsity Blues with a record 9-2-1. They were 3-0, perfect throughout the postseason, and it was all 1-0 wins. And so I think, Allie, when they found themselves in that hole, or even just being tied with a team like Trinity Western, and then the Spartans just kept pouring it on. 2 goals by Sophie Crother. She then assisted for Gibson's game winner. It was an incredible effort. You see Guelph, or rather McMaster, the only team, of course, knowing that they were going to be here. They still wanted to earn it. They wanted to win it, but they did fall in the OUA quarterfinal. They are still looking for a goal in this tournament. The only team that was shut out on day 1.
Yes, Daniela, like you were saying, even though they are so close in proximity, they are in 2 different conferences, even though they're both in the OUA. One is East, I believe, and the other is in the West Conference, so they didn't actually get a chance to match up.
And a great reminder for people who know the geographics of Southern Ontario, it does feel like everything is very close. Toronto is a 45-minute drive if you have really nice traffic, really easy traffic. Well, we'll see how the bracket is played out. This is how it started. This is where it's at. So the consolation teams you won't see, of course, advancing. We have the 4 who will be playing in the later 2 semifinals, and they are going to obviously be playing for which medal they want to vie for. Sunday, UBC, the number 1 seed, will be taking on the number 5 seed, Laval Rouge et Or. That is a rematch of last year's final, which ended 1-0. It was a 1-goal affair for UBC to take home back-to-back titles. So they're chasing a three-peat. They want the final. The Montreal Cataban with a great display, 2-0 over the McMaster Marauders in the final match yesterday on a cold Thursday night. It's a lot nicer, at least for this match. There's no rain, at least to start. It was a different story early on for Cape Breton. Here's how they stack up. We mentioned their season records, Ali, and the goals as well. I'm looking forward to this. I do believe it will be a close contest, and you think with their ability to score what they've allowed against, of course, McMaster just slightly on an advantage to Toronto there on those 2 stats.
Honestly, their stats so far look very similar, with games won, goals put in the net, and goals put in their own net.
We now stand by as the national anthems will play at Ron Joyce Stadium.
The stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Emma Fluitt had some opportunities. She played full 90 in that game against Montreal. 3 shots, 1 on target. Just couldn't find a way past a very strong Cataban team. So they fell 2-0. And as for the University of Toronto Varsity Blues, they were able to score. In fact, they were the first on the board with the fastest goal of the tournament so far. Coming at 1:10, scored by Maddie Maw. And Ann Yeomans, though, they'll look to get her fired up. She is their leading scorer coming into this. 7 goals overall, 3 game winners. And she hasn't been as active towards the later part of the season. It's something that head coach Angelo Cavaluzza told us before, but that's because teams have honed in on her. They expect Ann to be great, and she also had some decent moments there. She was unable to get a shot off in the quarterfinal. 5th year out of Calgary, Alberta. Now, some interesting changes that we're seeing in this game is that there will be 2 backup keepers getting their national starts. So Juliana Otani will be in for the Varsity Blues, a player with 3 games played through the regular season, 270 minutes. She had 2 wins, 3 clean sheets, so 2 wins and a tie. No playoff matches, though, so this is a really big opportunity for the 3rd year from Montreal, Quebec. Julia Otani. Or check that, Juliana. Of course, she's stepping in after a decent performance by Maria Godoy Trash, who certainly has helmed the Toronto team and was the goalkeeper of record throughout their impressive OUA championship run. And in for the Marauders in net is Lucy Duffy. We'll see her shortly. Right now, we are underway. The University of Toronto Varsity Blues in their blue kits. It was a little difficult. They were playing a team wearing blue last night while they were in their white kits. This one will be easy to track. Varsity Blues in blue. Look there at Juliana Otani.
A little scary at the back. You don't really want your keeper holding on to the ball too long, making cuts, because that was a close call for McMaster's on that one.
A big moment here for these goalkeepers when you consider that Juliana, this is her 4th game start of the season. Now, of course, for one of these 2 sides, this will be their final match, the 2025 season. You can have a look there at Captain Hannah Chown of the Varsity Blues, someone we've talked about in terms of her leadership on and off the field. In the McMaster half now. Can they strike early as they did yesterday, Toronto? Do have a couple changes to the starting 11s that we will highlight as well as we get going. But overall, a lot of players getting some minutes throughout their quarterfinal games. Both these 2 teams played to 90 minutes. There was no need for any overtime. And in this consolation semifinal, and just for the consolation semis, there are no overtime minutes. It'll just go straight to penalties if needed to determine a winner. The winner awaits the Cape Breton Capers, who will play in the only match slated for tomorrow, Saturday, November 8th, 5 p.m., the consolation final. All medal games will roll out Sunday. Toronto trying to set the tone early here. And Allie, this is a really welcome pace. Of course, first match of the day also started out fast and furious, although having to contend with some rain.
Even though that game this morning started quick, it slowed down very quick as well. And they kind of settled into it very early. This one, we still have high energies, which is good. We'll see how long that lasts before they settle in and start to get in their groove.
You've played in this tournament a number of times, so you know the first day, I'm sure that there's such an energy spike, even when you're trying to manage knowing that you're going to play some more matches in short order. Of course, these are athletes that are used to that, playing multiple matches in quick succession.
It's very true, and fatigue will definitely take its toll now that they've already went into day one, played, especially for the Marauders playing such a late game. It's a very quick turnaround for them. Toronto had a little more time to recover, rest up, but that quick turnaround for the Marauders could come into effect today.
Well, you and I are staying at nearby hotels. Of course, the Marauders as well are here in Hamilton, the host team. And so maybe not a long drive post-game, but at that point it was still almost 10:30 p.m. and you don't just go right to bed. You still have the energy and the excitement from the game kind of lingering, and thoughts to what you're going to do today. And so very likely a very quick turnaround there. Actually, the fastest turnaround of any team. That's also the blessing, though, of being the host and being able to play a nighttime match well supported. I hear the cowbells outside in the grandstand, so we have some home fans here in this daytime match.
Actually, coming up into the booth, I saw one of the Marauders fans lugging a garbage bin in the elevator.
And as we know, that's what they use to drum. We're learning so many things. What a battle there. That's Ann Yeomans, chemical engineering student, 5th year from Calgary, Alberta.
Rest of career, she's going to go in.
There's so many. I should highlight some more. Just some incredible pathways from the student side of the student athlete. I could see in the corner, though, the flag fluttering briskly, and so the wind is picking up. We're seeing some gusts up to or nearing 40 kilometers per hour out of the south-southwest. Temperature 10 degrees, so the highest it's been in the last 2 days during gameplay. The more so now the wind could be a factor. It's very likely the turf is still a little bit wet. The rain finally did stop, but it poured for a couple hours this morning.
I think these teams' main concerns will be the wind, because when you think about it, that ball isn't very heavy, and if you are trying to send those long balls, that wind will take it. It could either push it further, bring it back, and your kick won't go as far as you want, but that wind is a powerful force out there. It's like a 12th player out there.
Oh, that's such a great reminder that it's never just one thing. There's so many factors that contribute to the game. It's a good time to note our amazing officials that are here all tournament long, working hard. A referee for this second consolation semifinal, Nicole Rappin. And then Amanda Kwan, Alexander Blower, and Fatima Mirabal is the 4th official.
And we're in on net for Toronto.
Coming out to play it, Lucy Duffy. Mentioned we would get to her. So she is the backup keeper for the Marauders, someone they're very proud of and clearly are giving a massive opportunity here to play on this national stage. A rookie, by the way, from London, Ontario. She played in 3 games, started 2. She made 16 saves, had 1 win. Goals against average of 1.2.
Great experience for a rookie to get to come out and play on these type of games. Big stage, big opportunities for them. Get a little bit of confidence with knowing your coaches have your back and know you could hold down the fort back there.
I love this. I wasn't sure if we would get a chance to see backups come in, of course, in this consolation bracket. Why not? You do, of course, want to win and want to play for a chance to play again on Saturday. Especially if the Marauders make it. That could be a very lively crowd of 5 p.m. matchup at Ron Joyce Stadium.
And we did say it only rained for a couple hours, but it is coming down right now. It's hard to see on the stream, looking a little
very
foggy.
Quickly. But yeah, and that's the other side of it. Could shake up a little bit of visibility, at least for us, maybe not so much on the field. Yeah, they were able to walk out without the rain and now back at it. And I want to give a big shout out to the fantastic camera crew handling the work here in Hamilton. And there's some camera operators up on the roof. They feel it. A beautiful delivery by Jada Breo. Trying to find a way in. Marauders in their white kit. Molly Palladino there with the last touch. And the Marauders will be moving from left to right on your screen in this first half.
I have ample amount of respect for that camera crew on the roof right now. Could not be me, could not catch me outside in that weather.
Well, the visuals you're seeing right now on your screen is courtesy of those cameras well positioned up there. It is a beautiful facility here at McMaster University, a great press box area. For the cameras, the best unobstructed view to give you what you're seeing is right atop the roof. We just have to put you in a snowsuit, Allie, I think.
Need one of those like hazmat suits, you know, there's no seals, nothing can get in or out.
Completely waterproof. You got a blanket on you right now, and there is heat where we are, so.
It's quite nice in here, actually, I won't lie. Quite the upgrade from yesterday.
Getting a little toasty. Right now, still looking for the first goal of this second consolation semifinal. We're in the 10th minute. And we see the U Sports Women's Soccer Rookie of the Year, Shayla Guha. Played a full 90 yesterday. Didn't manage any shots off. She did put together 3 goals in the regular season as a defender.
Quite impressive managing to get 3 goals as a center back.
Yeah,
Don't hear that too much.
4 assists through, again, through the regular season, 1 in playoffs. Oh, wow, what a challenge there as Molly Palladino was trying to come up on Juliana Otani.
McMaster's really pressing the keeper on every touch she has. Getting a little bit closer every time.
Mentioned number 7 for the Marauders, Jada Breo. She was the Nike player of the game. Even though I thought that could have gone to Allie Moody. Had a tremendous match as well. This is not the only soccer championship happening in U Sports over this weekend at the exact same time. We say hello to the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship. It's taking place at Varsity Stadium in Toronto. You can catch exclusive coverage on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. It's so tough. I'm trying to keep a bit of an eye to the scoreboard happening on the men's side, but it's been so riveting, especially through the quarterfinal matches, Allie. There were so many moments that I'm still just blown away by. Great goals, but also tremendous saves. And just going back to Allie Moody with McMaster, she made 15 saves in that match. They did fall 2-0, but 15 is the most of any keeper so far in a single match in this tournament. They're just not seeing that kind of volume, and Cataban were just so strong in being very efficient that when they took their shots, and they took many, they were on target.
It was very impressive. The most shots from them, and they were pelting that net left, right, and center. So just imagine what they'd be like without all the big saves by Allie Moody back there.
So she gets my player of the game nod for that, not taking away, of course, from Jada Breo, who the 2025 McMaster Women's Soccer MVP. Back-to-back, by the way, for number 7. And just a great chat as well on Wednesday talking about how this is the biggest stage they've all played on and they're excited to be here. You just know the Marauders want to get some goals for their fans as well. Don't want to leave here without that big moment. But you have to watch for Toronto, a team that paved its way to its first conference banner with 1-0 victories. And we did just see our first 1-0 victory of this tournament in the consolation semifinal, Cape Breton against Guelph. So Guelph's lone goal of the tournament belongs to Olivia Brown, and they are now done for this event. I'm sure they'll take in some of the festivities, perhaps watch some of the games. They are very close by as well.
I'd imagine they'd probably like to stay out for at least the finals, but then again, because they are so close, they're free to leave early.
Yeah, they could come back Sunday. I expect a lot of great energy inside this building for the bronze and gold medal games. We do know one thing for sure, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but there will be at least one different finalist in this year's gold medal game, and that's because Laval and UBC, the two teams that made it all the way to the final last year, well, they're playing in the next semifinal. A big throw in here for the Varsity Blues, handled by Hannah Chown. She's got a great long throw. They stay on the attack. Little give and go there. Cassie Chan, we saw kind of in the middle of the field. Cassie Chan, her first start here of the tournament. She played 22 minutes yesterday. 5th year out of Burnaby, BC. In through the middle, and that's Amelia Lucic. She's one to watch for the Varsity Blues, a player as well who had some opportunities. In fact, twice came in very close into the box and just went slight wide, unable to connect.
There were some amazing opportunities for her to finish yesterday. I know those two chances are playing back in her mind, and she wants to rectify those today.
In the 16th minute, 0-0 in this consolation semifinal between Toronto and McMaster. And the Varsity Blues, I know they certainly had higher hopes, and this is where seeding can be so tough too. Number 3 seed, and so in a lot of ways, of course, wow, toppled by the number 6 seed Trinity Western Spartans, except the Spartans are so used to being at this tournament. They are perennial, it seems, contenders. And they have far more national titles as well. And so for Toronto, it really was a big step up to get their first OUA banner and be here playing in this tournament. They have been here before.
There are definitely a few teams out here one may call seasoned vets with how frequently they attend this tournament. Trinity Western definitely being one of them, as well as the RSCQ teams are here quite frequently, and of course UBC, the 2-time champs.
Now Laval and Montreal, and Laval and Montreal could very well end up battling each other on Sunday.
That would be an interesting turnout because they are quite the rivals. And it wouldn't be the first time they match up together.
There's so many stories that could play out. All will be known by the end of today. We had 4 matches yesterday when all 8 teams in the tournament played. And the way that the representation breaks down, there's 3 from the OUA, including the host McMaster, who's playing right now. 2 from the RSCQ, as mentioned, Montreal and Laval. 1 from the AUS, the Cape Breton Capers, and they have made their way through the consolation final. And of course our 2 Canada West representatives, the number 1 seed UBC Thunderbirds and the number 6 Trinity Western Spartans. So lots of potential there. You could see an all RSCQ, either bronze or gold, and an all Canada West, either bronze or gold, or a good mix of both. Both Trinity Western and UBC playing out of British Columbia.
Toronto really maximizing on all their space on offense when they have the ball. They're very spread out to create opportunities for them to run into the open space.
Molly Palladino making her presence known here. She started yesterday as well. 85 minutes with one shot, not on target for the Marauders. In comes Julia Cochran, player with great physicality. And number 4, Brianna Campbell, 5th year, previously with the Concordia Stingers. Now working in with Cassie Chan to stop this Marauders offense from going anywhere. Quick regroup, Lucic from Maple, Ontario. And a tackle. It's a foul. Varsity Blues.
Looking to play quick there, but there was really just nobody paying attention, nobody looking for that quick play.
And Allie, you know, why would that be such a great advantage here? Is it just to, of course, offer a change of pace and perhaps catch a team with the players kind of on one part of the field?
Yeah, obviously you'd like to, sometimes you want to make sure everybody's set when you're sending in a lofty one. But when you try to play that quick ball, it's good to catch them off guard, and you catch them when they're not ready. You could break their lines easier and get through.
Brianna Campbell, 5th year, Montreal native. The chase is on along the far side, trying to work up the left flank. In the 21st minute, still looking for the first goal of this match. CBC is your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs as well. Catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bulls. It starts next Saturday, beginning noon Eastern time. You might as well just settle in. It's a great day of football. The 60th Vanier Cup Championship will run the next weekend from Mosaic Stadium in Regina, 2 p.m. Eastern, November 22nd. Catch it all on CBC Television, CBC Gem, and cbcsports.ca. A bit of a slower start, right? Mentioned that it felt like there was a great energy right off the top. Slowed down a little bit here.
That's been the theme of the day. Start off quick, settle in, and then as soon as there's a goal, no matter what side it comes from, the intensity will rise quickly.
Saw another look there at Juliana Otani, was the backup keeper, is the backup keeper for Toronto Varsity Blues, but getting her first postseason start here of the season. And according to these notes, not a goal conceded when it comes down to it. 2 wins, 3 clean sheets in those 3 starts. Beautiful pass through the air. Find its way back towards the midfield. The Marauders trying to regroup here. So the Marauders did earn a playoff spot. They fell in the OUA quarterfinal after having an impressive win over York 3-0. It was a 2-1 loss to Western on the road.
That one would have been an intense one because I know those Western fans would have been there cheering on Western.
Oh yeah, London, Ontario. It's no joke to go play the Mustangs. Just keeping an eye on the wind. It is still felt here at Ron Joyce Stadium. Some gusts around 38 kilometers per hour earlier in the day. It is about mid-afternoon right now. Those gusts sticking around 10 degrees, light drizzle. Did at one point begin to rain a little bit in this first half. So a lot has gone on in the 23 minutes plus that has been played so far.
It's almost worse when the rain stops and starts, because you get used to it raining and then it stops raining as soon as you get used to it, and then as soon as you get used to the rain stopping, it starts to rain again.
Looking to run it up on the right, Cassie Chan, kinesiology student. Oh, and the goal! What a way to get it done. The Toronto Varsity Blues.
Amazing left foot finish. I think that was Lucic who finally got her goal.
What a moment as Toronto celebrates.
It was bound to happen, and she's going to take advantage of the space the Marauders are giving her. She had time to turn, look, and finish with the left foot. Looking here, just taking a second look at the finish Lucic had. Opens up right outside the 20-yard line. Goes top left corner.
From distance, Amelia Lucic just felt like she wanted it so bad. She had chances all in and around. Finally connects here, and great timing to do it to get a first half lead for the Toronto Varsity Blues.
We've said if anybody was going to take a shot from far out, it had to be a good one, and that one was a good one. Well placed, well struck, and good power.
Tough go for Lucy Duffy. I mean, sometimes when the distance is just right, it's out of reach. She couldn't quite get a hand on it. Lucy Duffy, 5'7".
Brianna Campbell being sent off with just a little bit of blood on her shorts and down her leg. Being sent off to get that cleaned up and checked.
And what's tough is with the broadcast window sort of shuttered right now given the rain, it was a complete blind spot, so the Lucic goal is so beautiful to see on the screen. Of course, also adjusting here the cleats for Juliana Atani.
Toronto playing a man down right now while Brianna Campbell gets cleaned up still. Have to fully wrap up that leg so no blood comes through. This would be the time for the Marauders to make them pay while they're a man down. Use that to their advantage.
Well, the longer you go, of course, Mac still looking for its first goal of the tournament. I want to get things tied up here. We do have a substitution coming in. This is actually on the Marauders side. 2 subs, I should say. Olivia Blair comes in, number 3. Just trying to register the number here. I believe that's Juliana Mara. It is number 25 that we saw play 81 minutes. She had the start yesterday. 1 shot it was on target for McMaster. So some changes there, likely trying to spark some offense. Olivia Blair, a second year out of Mississauga. She did play the entire second half, and there's Blair putting on some speed right inside the box. Can they get going right now with these 2 substitutes? Mara already on the ball as well. Alicia Ciccone goes down, although Juliana Mara does too. I think she took a bit of a slip on the on what's likely some wet or at least damp turf.
Olivia Blair will bring the speed, Daniela. She was zooming around the whole half she was on yesterday, sprinting past the defense, and she seems to go non-stop. I don't know if she ever gets tired. She just keeps running for the whole time.
People are built for it. Here's a set piece for McMaster. Can they make it count? Looking for the header. It's up. It's still alive. There's a chance here. Emma Flewitt. Oh, it just trickles by. Emma Flewitt, by the way, also a player who was looking in and around, buzzing around the net yesterday. 90 minutes, 3 shots, 1 on target.
We'll get a second look at that right there. Big hit from Emma Flewitt. Brianna Campbell goes down, but no foul called from the ref. All in all, the tackles are starting early. We're already starting to play quite the physical game.
You got to leave it all out there. We talked about it for one of these two teams' final match of 2025. Obviously, not every player is going to be able to come back. Graduating for the Marauders, just looking at the 5th years, they have about 4 of them. That doesn't mean that those are the only players who could potentially be moving on. So we have a goal in this game, and now McMaster focused on tying things up. CBC is also your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs. Catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bowls next Saturday, noon Eastern. The 60th Vanier Cup Championship will be in Regina the following Saturday, November 22nd at Mosaic Stadium. You can catch it all, CBC Television, CBC Gem, and cbcsports.ca. Looking down at the grandstand here, some umbrellas being put to good use. And this is what it's about, playing an outdoor sport. Ali Rowe, you know that very well. You've managed to score 77 goals through your U Sports career. I'm sure you did it in all sorts of conditions, but now running right up, and that's a good play for Lucy Duffy.
Sure, you definitely have to adjust to the environment. It's not like those indoor sports where you can control everything that's coming. Mother Nature has her own plan, unfortunately.
And as mentioned, that wind, it almost makes it even more impressive what Emilia Lucic was able to do from distance, because the wind is actually, it would be was going against the ball in that moment.
Could have worked in her favor a little bit, because for Lucy Duffy, she could have thought it was going a little shorter and it was holding up a little more than it was.
Great point. In the 32nd minute here, right now, shots even for both sides, 2 apiece, including those on target. Of course, for Toronto, 1 found the back of the net. Hannah Chown creating a little change of pace with the pass to Antonio Figueroa. Ball with a bit of a bounce into Juliana Otani. Antonia Figueroa did not play in the quarterfinal for the Varsity Blues and got the start today for her team. 4th year out of Toronto. That ball didn't make it to the parking lot, Allie. It found the bench instead.
The parking lot really hasn't been as busy as it was yesterday. Probably for the best of all the people's cars parked over there.
Yeah.
And the people who have to, unfortunately, throw our balls back.
Someone's got to go get it. Lucic in a 1v1. Almost a 2v1 situation there. The assist, by the way, for Lucic's goal, assessed to Devin Eisen. Eisen came off the bench in yesterday's match, 29 minutes. She had 3 shots, 1 on target. So Eisen also one to watch, number 26 for the Varsity Blues. Eisen also getting getting her first nationals start. 5th year, also a Toronto native. Abreu now for McMaster, trying to rally her team, putting it up ahead. Olivia Blair can't get a sniff of it. Lucic all over the pitch, trying to work it up on the right side, now into the middle. Some great space. Lindsay Bartwitzki, former McMaster Marauder herself.
Toronto very dangerous on those quick transitions, those quick turnarounds. They're taking advantage of every moment they have on the ball. As soon as they steal it back, they're going to goal, no matter what.
Shayla Gua along the ground to Sarah Vogel. Sarah with 3 goals in the regular season. 5th year defender from Waterdown, Ontario.
Seems to be a center back tradition for McMasters where they all get 3 goals during the season.
Hey, did you get your 3? I got mine.
Not something you traditionally see with center backs.
Mara, a nice slip, gets the pass back. Takes it up the halfway line. Across to the far side. They'll try to work up along the left. Nice play. Olivia Blair has it. Just can't hang on to the possession.
She got that lucky flick from the Toronto player who tried to head it out but just flicked it right to her.
Lucic with some fancy footwork, but the Marauders come back in. That'll be a foul.
Just to look at that foul, Lucic coming in a little late, hitting her from the behind.
Emma Fluitt, just taking a moment here, tying her shoes. And Fluitt is a 2nd year out of London, Ontario, in social sciences. Started all 12 regular season games. Did the same as well in the playoffs, and this is her 2nd national start. McMaster looking for a response. Beautiful header by Chown. Takes the danger away.
Another late tackle.
A late tackle. No one booked there. That felt almost like a must tackle moment, though, Allie, when it comes down to it, to try to stop the wave of Toronto.
Yeah, we're just going to get a second look at that tackle. She was close, just coming in a little late. You could see she didn't really, her intention wasn't to go through the Toronto player, but it happens. Nothing that deserves a booking, but still you need to make those calls, get control early of the game.
So both teams with 2 shots each. Both have been on target, but for the Varsity Blues, one, of course, cutting through to get on the scoreboard. Center field.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Trying to run it up now for McMaster. Nicole Asteza.
There was a touch on that, back to the corners.
Asteza had 1 shot in yesterday's match. She played full 90. She also was booked.
So far putting her mark on the game, making that run down the line, taking on not 1, not 2, but 3 Toronto Varsity Blues down that line, and managed to win herself a corner.
This could be big here. McMaster do something from a set play. First corner of the match, by the way, and it comes in the 39th minute. Jade Abreu. It's up, it's beautiful, it's now out of the box.
Nonetheless, a great corner inside the box.
Now played perfectly. Oh, but what is this? It's Toronto with a big play. And Yeomans, their scoring leader. She's denied by Lucy Duffy.
Great save by Lucy and great defense by Megan Sue, who came in from behind. Race back as well, tracking back to get in front of that and to not make it easy for the Toronto Varsity Blues.
So a foul there on Esteza, and McMaster now looking to get back to work. First save of the match for Lucy Duffy, a very important one.
Oh, wow.
You're in the 40th minute.
Not the best touch right there from Emma. Flew it, went right under her foot and out and right back to the Varsity Blues. Taking a second look at this almost breakaway on the net. Megan Sue fighting to make her way back. Just getting enough on that to not make it too easy for Yeomans.
I mean, Yeomans is not the player you want running up the field when you're the Marauders and you're watching. I mean, that is a massive save there for the young Duffy.
And definitely not somebody you want uncontested coming in on your goalie.
7 goals on the season, 3 of them game winners. I mean, at this point right now, they're just looking to add a little extra insurance. Still in the first half here. Second semifinal. Consolation semifinal, I should say. Playing for the chance to play again. The fight for 5th against the Cape Breton Capers.
And Daniela, there's nothing wrong with a little extra insurance. Nobody wants to be sitting here with a 1-0 lead. It's a little stressful.
Goals, 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 right? You're from the corner. Now the other side of the field. Second corner of the match for the Marauders. Abreu. This time a little bit more space. Can the Marauders stay in the attacking third? It trickles into the midfield. Nice header by Cochran for the Varsity Blues. As Caitlin Yip gets a touch on it. Nice little through pass for Shayla Guha, and Olivia Blair just can't get ahead. The speed of the Varsity Blues is coming in clutch here. Brianna Campbell, who pleased to see back out on the field. She had to be adjusted for a little bit of, as you mentioned, Allie, some bleeding on the leg, and so she's all wrapped up, ready to go.
The Marauders really trying to get Blair on that ball, see if she could slip her in behind to get her one-on-one with the goalie. But I don't know if she was expecting that last one. It might have caught her a little off guard.
One of these young goalkeepers who've been backups for their team all season will get a win on the national stage. It would be the first win for either team here, as both of them were defeated through the quarterfinal play yesterday to end up in this consolation bracket.
Not sure how that ball managed to stay in. It's hard to see from this side of the field what's happening on the far side, but it did look like it could have potentially went out.
Lucic sends it back to Otani. Olivia Blair now putting on that speed. It's kept out. Great header in the middle. Sarah Vogel for the Marauders Oh my. In comes Elise Ciccone. Ciccone will pick up the throw here. Ciccone getting her second start at Nationals, played full 90 yesterday. Abreu. Going to work it off the body, but Lucic. Nice touch up, has Yeomans nearby. So herself draws to her way. Campbell with a lofty. Varsity Blues looking to create some space. Being smothered right now by the Marauders. We're hungry for an equalizer. We are in the 45th minute. We're watching for the added time here in the first half. Not expecting too much, given how quickly this game has rolled on.
Varsity Blues kind of settled in a little bit. I don't know if they should be this settled with only a 1-goal lead.
Well, if they're taking their cues from the Capers, I mean, that's what Cape Breton was able to do, and it was a second half where they were just defending. But when you consider these are very young goalkeepers, you want to keep adding to the tally and taking advantage of that.
You definitely want a little bit of a safety net. You don't want to be stuck defending the whole time because one little mistake and anything could happen. Just to have that insurance behind you so you don't have to be stressed the entire game.
Lindsay Barwitzki trying to call for the ball back. Bumped off it. Great physicality by Elisa Ciccone. And the McMaster Marauders fans are the ones banging on the drum that is a garbage can, as Ali Rowe has discovered.
My favorite garbage can out there. Quick replay. And Ciccone doing her job, putting in a tackle. Might have been a missed call there. I didn't see her get much ball on that one.
And so the very limited added time is now up, and that is the 45-minute half with a 1-0 lead for the Varsity Blues, the higher seed in this consolation semifinal, the OUA champions. They were able to make their run through the OUA playoffs into the final on 1-0 wins. Is that what they're hoping to do here today? They do have a different goalkeeper in Juliana Otani, and for the McMaster Marauders, it's Lucy Duffy. When we return, we'll have more on the players and these teams, along with some first half analysis. This is the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, coming to you from Ron Joyce Stadium in Hamilton.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it.
Hi, my name's Emma.
BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Unbelievable! History has repeated itself! Get the stories behind the glory. Watch
Listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Hi, my name is Juliana Otoni, and I'm a goalie for the Varsity Blues. My soccer journey began when I was probably 4 or 5, and I started playing house league and then moved up through the ranks. Played for my high school, played for my CJEP, and now here I am. I feel like soccer was a way for me to shut my mind off, so whatever was going on in my personal life or with school, I'd go to practice and I wouldn't think about anything other than soccer. I don't think that was like one of my goals, but it was just, I was kind of following the path. I'm not a soccer player, but my dad played football competitively, so I grew up where sports was really big in our family, and then my younger brother is now a goalie as well. I think the main thing is always being a team player. He made that an emphasis, whether that's with soccer or just also everything else in life, even with work, and also always hard work. I'd say I'm a pretty calm player, and I try to just keep stuff as simple as I can, not overcomplicate my life, and try the best to put my teammates in a position to succeed, so not throw a bad pass to them. Just following the play, I try to always be focused in and like give my teammates instructions that could help them, and also making sure I'm staying calm because I feel like I play better when I'm calm. So just breathing if I start getting a little freaked out. Or what this program has helped me develop is mental toughness, because there's a lot going on at school and soccer, and just being mentally tough kind of puts you in a better position to play well. I'm excited to have one last hurrah with my teammates because I'm graduating this year, and also excited to see some people on other teams that I know from back home, and yeah.
McMaster University Ron Joyce Stadium for the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. We just heard from Juliana Otani with the Toronto Varsity Blues, who right now is in her first ever Nationals game as a starter, and she has made 2 saves through the first half. It's a 1-0 game for Toronto at this time over the host McMaster Marauders, as they're still looking for their first goal of the tournament, and hopefully they'll get it from Emma Fluitt.
Hi, my name is Emma Fluitt, and I'm a left fullback for the McMaster Marauders. My soccer journey began it was Waterdown, playing Timbits for my mom's team with her best friend, and it's just continued on from there. Definitely some resilience and determination from both my parents. They always taught me never to give up. Things will be hard and you're going to go through tough times, but what matters is a journey at the end and all the memories that you gain from it. It's kind of cliche, but I love being able to play with my friends and just build bonds with my teammates. It's, like I said before, it's the journey that matters, and even just coming to MAC, this is my first year here as a transfer, and just being able to play with these girls has been so much fun, and can't wait for next year as well. So I played at Thomas More University in Kentucky for 3 years, and then this year to finish my degree, I transferred to McMaster. McMaster specifically has a great education, ranked top in the world, I'm pretty sure actually. But it was more of, for my degree, I want to do physical therapy, and coming back to Canada just made more sense, just so I have those courses for prerequisites. That is the dream, hopefully. I would love to continue a career in sports, ideally, but I am pretty much open to wherever it takes me, but ideally, yes, working with a sports team would be amazing. To represent Canadian University, it just feels amazing to know that this is my hometown. I was born not too far from here. And just to show that all the love that Canadians have for this sport too. I know America's, the NCAA, it's very big with their representation, and it's just amazing to see that Canada has that same mentality as well, especially with everything they're doing for the nationals here.
this year, it's been amazing just to see how much they're advertising it. I'm seeing it all over my Instagram, my TikTok, all social media, and just to see how uplifting they are to these women and showing that like girls too can ball, they can play this sport just like anyone else. It's so inspiring, and I hope that for future generations, it inspires them as well.
Welcome back. We just heard from Emma Fluid, who, it feels like she's just on the precipice as well of possibly getting a goal, and that's not even her main job as a defender, but she did get 2 on the regular season, 1 in playoffs as well. And so we'll see how things shape up. It's a 1-0 lead for Toronto right now over McMaster. Here's how the halftime stats shook out. Shots favoring Varsity Blues just by 1. The shots on target tied at 2, and then the fouls also starting to amount a little bit there. Allie, you talked about the physical play, but overall, when you look at the stats, Allie Rowe, like, how do you feel that really tells the story of the first half?
Honestly, I didn't think there was that many fouls in that first half from each side, but we can see it's a very physical game. They both know what they're fighting for. Nobody wants this to be their last game. But honestly, it's a pretty evenly matched. The stats say it all. The shots on goal, it's pretty evenly matched all around.
Couldn't say it better when it comes down to it. It is just a 1-goal game. McMaster feeling like they're starting to get in a little bit close. The goalkeepers, both backups for their teams, getting the starts today. That's a big moment for Juliana Otani for Toronto, and Lucy Duffy with the Marauders. And Duffy, someone that Coach Jared Peters had lots of good things to say as the sort of up-and-comer that they're hoping to bring up here at McMaster, when you consider that Allie Moody, who had a great showing yesterday despite the 2-0 loss against Montreal. She's a 5th year from Burlington, and that might, they are in need of the next rising goalkeeper at McMaster. We'll be right back with more. You're watching the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship in Hamilton.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
U Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, et par and by BioSteel.
Welcome back to the second consolation semifinal here, day 2 of the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, coming to you from McMaster University, and it is the host Marauders trying to battle back. They need a tying goal and then something to get ahead of the Toronto Varsity Blues if they want to play one more match on this field and fight for 5th place Saturday. Right now, the OUA champion Toronto, they're in the lead, a 1-0 game, and it was a beautiful goal at that. Saw some efforts there by the Marauders. And this one, a dangerous moment there, but Lucy Duffy coming right out
Again, great defense. Holding back the striker so you can't get in on the keeper is very important and key to prevent that. Quick look at this goal. What a finish. Top left corner. Cool, calm, and collective. Lucic was on the ball to manage to slip that one in, and no Marauders defender stepped in to prevent that. It was unattested, and it was a great finish.
Emilia Lucic with an assist from Devin Eisen.
Taking a look at Yeoman's run to the goal, and a great save again by Duffy. She is playing remarkably this game. No nerves, no stress from the looks of it up here. She's doing phenomenal in stepping in front of those goals and playing aggressive and coming out on them.
Plenty of play in and around the midfield, because when you start looking at the shots and the story of the stats, 3-2 for the Varsity Blues, 2 apiece on target. So what does the second half have in store? Both these two teams played 90 minutes in their respective quarterfinals yesterday. For the Marauders, it was a 2-0 loss to Montreal that sent them down to the consolation bracket. And the tightest turnaround of any team, as they did play in the 7 o'clock-ish quarterfinal. There were delays through the day because, actually, of a game that went into overtime. If this game is tied at 90, we will go to penalties. This game in particular, this consolation semifinal, there will be no 30-minute overtime to be played.
Could definitely expect some intensity coming back from both teams for this half. The Marauders especially, because they need an equalizer. They need to put one in the back of the net, and Toronto is definitely not going to make that easy for them.
And you just know this is a McMaster team that they want to score. This is their field. This is their home. They were unable to do it against the Carabins. To get one here, of course, not only ties the game, but it electrifies a great fan base that has come out. They were here in the cold last night. It dipped down to 2 degrees. Right now, rainy. It's 10 degrees Celsius. But Hamilton is also under a special weather statement, something to be mindful of. Looking at snow possibility on Sunday. Yes, we're jumping ahead there. That is something to be mindful of, as Sunday is Medal Sunday in Hamilton, Ontario. Got to fight through it all. Now that's looking way ahead. Let's focus on right now. The light drizzling has come to a stop. The wind gusts, though, continue to be in the high 30 kilometers per hour. The wind south-southwest at 23 clicks. Tomorrow, by the way, where the winner of this match will take on the Cape Breton Capers, the winner of the first consolation semifinal over the Guelph Griffins. It was a 1-0 affair earlier this morning. That will play out tomorrow, where it's a high of 7 degrees likely and just a cloudy day.
So we have another gloomy one ahead of us.
Of course, just down the road, the men's soccer championship taking place at Varsity Stadium in Toronto. You can catch exclusive coverage on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Soccer championships happening at the same time, and in this case, very, very close proximity here. And so obviously the Toronto's women's team is here playing right now, and it's been a pleasure to watch. We saw in the 25th minute that goal by Emilia Lucic. And yesterday they had 1 goal scored at the 1 minute, 10-second mark, fastest of the tournament, by Maddie Ma. Maddie Ma, who did not get the start here today. She was in the starting 11 yesterday. You have to think that these huddles are recognizing the moment. A final match for one of these two sides. They want to go out strong.
I think it's safe to assume there's probably some subs made at half, just to see if they could bring a new look to the game, and for their sake put one in the back of the net.
Absolutely. I mean, McMaster was already making some substitutions in the first half. We saw Olivia Blair come in.
See, everybody's coming really high. They just want to attack and get into the Varsity Blues half immediately.
There's that wind on the jersey of Shayla Guha. Rookie of the Year. Trying to keep her team in it now. We have seen some fantastic second halves in this tournament. In fact, that was really the story of the quarterfinal Thursday matchups. Sarah Vogel just settling it down. She's a fifth year playing on the biggest stage year in her final year of eligibility. On the website, it says she's a rookie. She chuckled at that. She said, well, my journey's been a little different. I played as a Marauder starting in 2019, redshirted, and then went away for a little bit. Now I'm back. And she's so pleased to be back here with this team. Varsity Blues coming out with some great intensity here. And there we see actually the first touch by Beatrice Audin. She played 15 minutes in yesterday's match, and now it looks to start here, or not start rather, but come in here for the second half. Thrilled to be with you on the call. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Ali Rowe, decorated AUS women's soccer player. 2024 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year, and that award for this season handed out Wednesday night in Hamilton to Livia Rodakis. Throw in by Chown. Rizakos, my apologies. Thank you, Ali. See, this is the thing. There's so many names. They're all beautiful.
When you think of it, there's actually like over 100, maybe 200 players out here. If you have 22 to 25 players on each team, it's a lot of names to remember.
See our first corner here of the second half. Devin Eisen with an assist already. Players crowded around Lucy Duffy.
Really trying to prevent.
McMaster Marauders, a team known for their beautiful maroon color in their white kit, while the Varsity Blues are in their blue kit. CBC is your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs. You can catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bowls next Saturday, beginning noon Eastern, and the 60th Vanier Cup Championship is the following Saturday, November 22nd, 2 p.m. Eastern, from Mosaic Stadium in Regina. You can watch it all on CBC Television, CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca. Marauders on the move. Marauders on the move. Jada Breo can't hold on through the middle. Gets it back.
Chacon really holding her own this match. She's really been a big part of today's game, making runs, stepping into plays and winning those 50-50s in the back line.
Chacon with the throw-in into heavy Toronto traffic there. The home crowd just trying to will the hosts. And off goes the ball. This time not into the parking lot. It's dribbling close to the residents across the street.
Just missed the crowd of people that were outside that building. They could have tossed it back.
Vogel. Great block there. Great patience by Gouin.
who stepped up to the midfield. Definitely want to see her getting more on the ball, distributing and playing it through her in the middle.
A battle at the far sideline now. McMaster looking for an even score here in the second half. Toronto goalkeeper Juliana Otani, a great 2-minute feature at halftime. Excited to be here from Montreal, Quebec. There is a sense of urgency, Ali, here from McMaster, but right now it's Toronto looking to add to their lead. Can they double it? Great play inside the box. Oh my, just out of reach for Beatrice Audin.
That was a great cross in the ball. The way she cut it back to get them to step up a bit so Audin could run in behind, but I think she really thought she was going to touch that and it ruined her run.
Oh. It was just out of reach to great extension by Audin.
If you look as she plays it in, she's running in and she kind of hesitates just a bit because I think she thought she was going to get that touch on it, that header.
And that's all she would have needed as well, to slip it past Duffy. So still a 1-goal game. The Marauders for a first goal at U Sports Nationals. In a long time, they were the 1991 champions. Hosted in 92.
Great ball, great touch.
Audin with some room here. Get ahead. Looking for the cross. Nice play, Antonia Figueroa.
Toronto has a good idea of what they want to do, but almost complicating it a little too much. Sometimes you just want to play simple, play what you see. No need to do the extra touch, turn. Just play what's in front of you. Simple soccer.
Lindsay Bartwitzky, player who told us before this tournament that it is a fairy tale, a true fairy tale ending to be back at McMaster, where she played the first 4 years of U Sports Soccer. Now the Marauders still, oh my, trying to get going here. Jada Breo setting up a really nice opportunity. Emma Flewitt with the throw-in. That stays to the outside of the box, up along the near side in front of the grandstand. Well, the top two teams in Canadian football will descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup. It's Saturday, November 22nd. You can get your tickets for the Party on the Prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. The 2025 Vanier Cup in Regina. Chase the glory. Marauders. Oh, and it's handled well by Otani.
Great hands from Otani. You could see the reach. She really got up on that one. Otani really playing with this attacking line from McMaster's, pulling them in every time she has the ball. Instead of sending it long, kicking it, she's dropping it on the floor and telling them, come get it if you want.
Juliana 5'8", so some good reach there, well above. Some great vertical. 5'8" as well is Maria Godoy Trash, who's the typical starting goalkeeper for the Varsity Blues.
Get to see it for a second time. That was just very impressive. Great hands to get a grip on that ball.
And taking away what has been some very limited opportunities as it is to score. But here come the Varsity Blues. Great touch there by Lorena Marconi. She's a second half substitution for the McMaster Marauders. Did not play yesterday.
And we're back playing corner soccer.
We are.
Not our favorite corner, but this one's been pretty popular today.
It's getting a little bit more popular there. Again, Devin Eisen. It's up. Well played, Duffy, and they score! Oh my, Duffy got a hand on it, but the Varsity Blues double their tally. A 2-0 game and a successful corner.
Duffy did get a hand on it, tried to push it out. Unfortunately, couldn't push it far enough. I do think number 13, Lorena Marconi, got a touch on that and kicked it back in her own net. That one might go down as an own goal.
Either way, right now, the Varsity Blues celebrating what feels like a massive piece of added insurance. We'll have another look at it. So there's the hand by Duffy, and yes, Marconi's touch. Now, I'm unsure if perhaps that Varsity Blues player got a late touch on it, but it does appear from our vantage to have been an own goal, and that's got to hurt just a little bit.
You could see Marconi was looking to kind of kick that up and out, but unfortunately, with the way she's looking at the net, the unfortunate spin of the ball, it just went right back into her own net.
That's what makes corners so dangerous. There's just a lot of chaos that happens as well throughout.
There's a lot of people to keep track of in that box. On that set play, when you have the entire almost the entire team, if not the entire team, in that box, all going for that same ball.
What McMaster has to do is get activated. Here's Emma Fluitt. She has both the shots on target so far, but that one from distance, Juliana Otani is absolutely going to track it. But overall, the Marauders have just 2 shots on goal. Both have been by Emma Fluitt. You've got to start getting some of the other players engaged and working in. Take that back. Mia Martel also has a shot on target in this match for the Marauders. So 3 saves so far for Juliana Otani. So it has been credited, by the way, the goal has been credited to number 24, the Toronto Varsity Blues, Ines Delomel. She did not play in the quarterfinal, came in as a second half substitution, a Toronto native, now has a Nationals goal. Again, assisted by Eisen. So Eisen now with a 2-assist match. She's the first player in this tournament with 2 assists in a single match. McMaster has found itself down 2-0 before. It was a little bit later on in their match with Montreal yesterday. But more than that, it's about chipping away, getting that goal, having a strong showing here in what could very well be their final match of the season.
They still have loads of time to put one in the back of the net. We've got 30 minutes left of this game. Anything could happen. That's more than enough time to put in 3 goals if you really wanted to.
Remember, this is important experience as well for these goalkeepers. I mean, sure, I guess they could have put Ali Moody right back in net after a brilliant showing last night. They wanted to ensure that Lucy Duffy got this great experience playing a team that they don't get to see often, despite being very close geographically.
Especially with Ali Moody being in her 5th year, you know, she's not going to come back next year. You want to give your upcoming keepers a little bit of experience at this stage and playing these high-quality teams.
And that performance, despite the loss, was just so impressive last night. Duffy now grabbing hold, not allowing anything to get by her. That second Toronto goal off a successful corner. Coming in the 57th minute. We are now in the 61st.
Some great ball movement up the field from Toronto.
And here we go, 1v1. Beatrice O'Don just trying to get ahead. Feels like O'Don as well, just knocking on the door.
She wants one, and she's going to keep trying.
Today has been one of those days where we've seen players who want it get it, and Emma Fluitt would be one of them for McMaster. There's a big throwing here, Hannah Chown for Toronto.
I think it's safe to assume another big throw is coming after that.
Staying right there. She puts a great step into it as well, just to get that extra oomph and power. Plays it well into the box. And this is the difference too, Ali, I believe, and I think you'll agree here, between the first consolation semifinal with Cape Breton really settled into a defensive position with a 1-0 lead at the half. Whereas Toronto, yes, they added another to their tally, but they haven't just settled into that.
It's honestly a coaching decision to either sit back, you either settle in and hold down the fort, not let anything come through, become basically a brick wall, or you can kind of do a mix of both where you're sitting, but you're also trying to see if you could break through and prey on your opponent's weaknesses. That's definitely what Toronto did today. They were not sitting back. They wanted that insurance. They wanted to be safe.
And right now it feels that way as McMaster still looking for their first. It's wide to the right.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
So McMaster in the white kits, looking to stay on the attack. They have time.
It'll be interesting to see what strategy Toronto's looking to come at after that goal. Are they going to sit and hold down the fort, hold it back, not try to look for any more goals? Or are they just going to play their game, see if they could give themselves yet another goal to really settle them in this game?
Well, in their 5th years will need to come up big. We've seen great play from Jade Abreu, who's on the chase right there, trying to jump ahead of Brianna Campbell, but Abreu nearly catching up to Juliana Otani.
They are putting a lot of press on Juliana Otani, my bad. And it's looking like every time they get a little bit closer to taking it off her.
I have to ask you, do you feel fatigue is any factor? Although look at this great running. I'd bring it all the way into the goal area.
I'd like to say fatigue's a factor, but every time we talk about fatigue, we see somebody go for a 30-yard sprint.
It's like they can hear us. I know they can't, but it's very impressive to see. And it's not about trying to find excuses, but you can't ignore the fact that it was an incredibly quick turnaround for the host team here. And there's at times moments where it feels like they might be a step behind. Toronto well on the front foot, not just on the scoreboard, but in maintaining that offensive aggressiveness, if you will. 7 shots to McMaster's 4. Shots on target 5-3.
And I know, talking about fatigue, I know U Sports, there are quick turnaround games. We do play back-to-back, and we do get used to it, but it still does take a toll, especially coming from McMaster's playing a very physical game last night, and then coming into that, taking those bodies, taking those hits, and then having to recover for 12 hours, maybe a little bit more, and then hop into this game. It does take a toll, especially those teams playing 3 games in these 3-4 days. It will take a toll on them.
Big shot from distance, but a great header to get it out. That was Emma Fluitt. Can they keep Toronto at bay here? It has been a wet and gray Friday, a second day of the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship from McMaster University. I'm just looking at the flags now. Of course, that's well above field level, but they are flying wildly. There is a decent wind. It's been hovering around 10 degrees Celsius. Feeling a bit cooler than that. Now Hannah Chown.
It's quite the switch up from yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about the effect of the sun in people's eyes and the building making shadows on the field. Now we have a very dark, gloomy game. The lights have been on all day.
Yeah, again, it's just felt like nighttime throughout this entire start. It is mid-afternoon into the 3 o'clock hour, Eastern time zone.
You definitely wouldn't know it with how dark and gloomy it is today.
You've got a blanket on. You're ready for bed, Ali Rowe. I'm just kidding.
Key.
It has been there's been some great goals scored. We've already seen 3 total, with the one scored by Kate Breton. And winners must be determined throughout this tournament. There's no tie endings. You'll never see a 0-0 draw to sort of complete a match. It would then have to be determined in either overtime and then penalties. In this case, if the Marauders can somehow manage 2 goals here in what feels like a heavy task and tie this game up, they would go to penalties immediately. That's not the case for today's later semifinals, where they would go once
still
more.
In.
And the officials having to run away from it. So it's the yellow lines or the touch lines there.
Lucky to be at this field. There's not too many lines. Have played at some fields before where it could get really confusing, especially when the lines are really close on the sidelines, and there's so many colors.
Down with contact there, no call.
Getting up very slowly.
Juliana Otani has absolutely delivered a very confident performance here. That obviously comes with, so far, not conceding a goal, but more than that, just being able to really assess the situation. To Odin. Ooh, she slips through. Varsity Blues looking to set up in the McMaster half.
Definitely seen a switch up this half. Toronto kind of taking more of the possession, taking more charge of this game. Marauders kind of struggling to get that third pass. They can get that first one, that second one, really struggling to connect on that third pass.
In the 70th minute, it's a 2-0 lead for Toronto. It was a 2-0 loss for McMaster last night. It's not about moral victories, I know, but when you think about some of the ways that that McMaster could really come through and shine, it does feel like a goal would deliver that little extra spark and light, given how long between Nationals appearances they've had.
And I think for them, once they get that goal, it will drastically change the momentum. Another look at these great saves by Otani, really coming out, being aggressive, and not giving McMasters any opportunity to get on the end of that.
And this is not to take away from Toronto's defense. They have been very active always able to really take away any true threats.
I think that's one of the struggles McMaster's has. They haven't had any true opportunity to really test Otani and get a proper shot off. It's just been those light trickling ones, nothing too hard or challenging for her.
A foul, and when it was halftime, we were 6 apiece. McMaster with 8 fouls and 7 for Toronto so far in this match.
I would love to see Guha get on the ball a little more, play it through her. She has stepped up into the middle, and she is open a lot of the time just to get that ball moving, play it through her up to those strikers.
Jade Abreu's path completely taken away there. So right now the Marauders still trying to battle back. Can they play? Will they play another game on their home field? Toronto absolutely in the driver's seat. Chown, great positioning.
Martel was looking for a corner on that one, but there was just no touch from Chown. She did such a great job at shielding and holding Martel off from the ball.
Both teams with 2 corners apiece. Of course, the last time the Varsity Blues had a corner, it was a successful second goal there. First of the tournament for Ines Delomel.
Which adds to our set play finishes on corners. We haven't had too many.
Haven't had to. That would be the second of the tournament.
But we will maybe start a tally.
I'm trying to keep track of it in my head, but yes, you're right. Especially if we start seeing some more.
Love to compare how many corners there's been in general this entire tournament.
All right, I see you, Allie. We'll sit down and count it all up tomorrow.
Because yesterday alone, I feel like we spent half the day just watching corners, especially from our favorite corner over there.
Favorite corner being on the south side. On the broadcast feed, it would be left side of your screen, the right corner.
I was going to say, for those who don't really know.
Yes.
Geography
I just realized, I'm like, that doesn't help anybody at home. What am I even talking about?
To be honest, I didn't even know that was the south side, so here I am, learning a little bit.
You got me questioning, Allie. All right, back to the soccer and why we're here.
Everybody loves a little tangent every now and then.
Hannah Chown, the captain for the Varsity Blues. Loved learning a little bit more of her personal story, the youngest of 7 girls in her family. I say girls, they're all women. 7 women in her family. Six sisters. I feel she was made to be on a team, in a team sport, number one, and then likely the leader, having to navigate all of that.
Talking about corners, here comes another one for the Varsity Blues. Can they capitalize on this like the last one?
This would be the 3rd of the match for them. And they are trying to get goal number 3. See that wind coming in? Beautiful delivery, right where it needs to be.
That was very close. You saw Brianna Campbell slip in behind. I don't think she expected the ball to come to her, but one more step and she could have popped that in the back of the net.
Lucy Duffy with 1 recorded save so far in this match. Which I will just say right now, that can't be right, given that I've seen her make some more, and by our math, if you're looking at 5 shots on target for Toronto, it'd be 3 saves there for Duffy. along the far side.
Coaches weren't too happy with that, and the ref changed their call immediately. They knew they made a mistake there.
Hey, we love accountability all the time. Head coach, of course, for the Marauders is Garrett Peters, and head coach for Toronto, and Angelo Cavaluzza. 7th season as head coach. Peters came in as interim head coach in 2023. Also coached in League One Soccer FC London. Played at the University of Saskatchewan in U Sports. That was an interesting maneuver.
She really tried to get up as fast as she could, but the momentum of her body was taking her right back down. Oh, they're subbing the goalies.
All right, okay. Well, that makes a little bit of sense there, just to give Allie Moody another chance here in what could potentially be the final game for the Marauders of the season. This is her 5th year as it is from Burlington, Ontario. Much respect to Lucy Duffy, though. Her journey here in U Sports just starting, and to get this type of experience on the national stage is so important. We also do see Moody with a wrapped up leg. The real story here for McMaster is trying to find a way on the scoreboard, their own scoreboard.
They have 12 minutes to make something happen.
Right now, the standing game winner scored in the 25th minute by Emilia Lucic. If the score holds, it's impressive. Toronto's defense, you consider that they were able to get clean sheets through their OUA playoff run in order to get the conference banner. Can Allie Moody spark something for her team? 22-23 OUA second team All-Star at 23 McMaster Women's Soccer MVP. So valuable. Her teammates telling us before the tournament that they're so lucky to have a player like her, a goalkeeper like her.
Great flick. Just wasn't enough for the McMaster player to get on that. But they're slowly making their way up the pitch.
One thing, by the way, that some folks might not know about Allie Moody is that she had a knee injury early on, just almost like heading into the season. She needed about 6 to 7 weeks off, and so that she's really progressed. And that's also where Lucy Duffy was able to get some opportunities early on in the season. Moody, though, was able to play and start, rather, 8 matches in the regular season, and then also did the 2 in the OUA playoffs. Varsity Blues staying the course, staying aggressive. I mean, this is why they are the OUA champs. There's just a different sense about the type of connection and unity they have, Allie.
And they spoke a lot about that the other day when we were talking to them. A lot of the teams were focused on the unity between squads, creating those bonds so there's trust whenever everybody comes in, and there's no need to worry about anybody because everybody knows their jobs and their roles coming into the game.
They want to play one more. They want to go out on a high note, and that's the other thing too, is that you get to extend one more match with this year's team, fight for 5th place, 5th in the country. Oh, and that one nearly slipped through, but solid work by the Marauders.
And who wouldn't want to set themselves up good in the standings for next season?
Yeah, I mean, one of the two consolation semifinal winners today, so either Cape Breton and the winner of this match will get to close out their nationals with a 2-1 record. A wonderful stamp as well for the players who are moving on, who are graduating, who are going to be esteemed alumni. In the 82nd minute here, still 2 more matches on deck, an exciting day. Those matches, of course, determining who will play for gold, who will play for bronze in the medal games on Sunday.
Potentially in the snow.
Oh my, I shouldn't have looked ahead. It's just a special weather statement, folks.
Who knows? Who could really know the weather that far ahead? Nobody for certain, maybe.
I love the optimism, Allie.
Gotta be.
You refuse. I love it. You just refuse to accept that that's going to happen, and I'm here for it.
I know it's not going to really affect me that much. We're partially indoors.
Well, you say that, but it could, because if there's limited visibility, we're going to have to open this puppy up, and it's going to get a little chilly up in here.
I also really don't want them to have to play in that.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I want to see the best soccer, and I know the best soccer is not going to be performed in snow.
It changes so much, because it also means the temperature is dipped to a point where, as you've laid it out, the ball is going to feel different.
Like a rock.
It is. It's hard. It's heavy. It's a mess sometimes, but McMaster, that was a beautiful delivery through the air, but thwarted by Juliana Otani, able to reach up, take hold. She's having herself a wonderful match.
Otani really showing us how strong she is with those long balls in the air. Just getting a hand on all of them, grabbing them, not letting any of them fumble.
Important to recognize she is in her 3rd year of U Sports eligibility. Lucy Duffy is a true rookie who's come up and tried to do her best and has done her best with McMaster Marauders. Varsity Blues once more, and Moody able to handle that with veteran ease.
Great look, a great opportunity to see that late runner coming in behind and get that cut back. That's just great vision from that cross.
Sarah Vogel, who has been so active throughout as well. Another player in her 5th year. The 5th years for the McMaster Marauder include Allie Moody, Sarah Vogel, Jada Breo, Megan Sue, players whose names we've said numerous times throughout this match. Breo right now from distance. Oh, that bounce.
She was looking to catch Otani off guard, which would have worked because she was backpedaling, trying to get position back inside her net, but Abreu had to get that long ball lofting over her head.
The 5th years for the Toronto Varsity Blues include Brianna Campbell, Cassie Chan, Hannah Chown, the captain, Lindsay Barwitsky, and Yeomans. And that'll do there. There are a number of 4th years as well. Antonia Figueroa, Hannah Anderson, who we had a chance to speak with before the tournament, hailing from Mississauga, Ontario. And that's not to say that there aren't some other graduating players on some of these rosters. Everyone's journey in U Sports is different. The set piece rolls to a stop, and so Otani will take care of that. Time winding down on this consolation semifinal. In the 87th minute. Likely not to have too much added time either. A very well-paced second half. Some great control by the Varsity Blues here. Shots overall, Toronto 9-6. Shots on target 6-5. The fouls have also certainly hurt. McMaster with 11 fouls in this match, 9 for the Varsity Blues.
Again, when you look at McMaster's, not as many shots in total, but their shots on goal, almost every shot they've taken has been on goal. They just haven't had that lucky break to get one in the back of that net.
A lot to be proud of. I mentioned that there's the 4 fifth years, but that means that there's a good core here that will continue on. And just looking at the first years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are on this active roster here for just this Nationals experience alone, not to mention some others that have played throughout the season. And then you've got second years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So many returners, 7 actually as well. So this is a solid core, and to get this kind of experience early on could really be game-changing, really, for McMaster. O'Donnell with a nice play. Into the box. It's alive. Some big bounces there. Beatrice O'Donnell kind of driving that action, getting it right back. Just waiting inside the box. Noame Atem.
Oh,
nice touch
ball
there. Devin Eisen. Oh,
way
my, Ali Moody. Whoa.
And a great
what
save.
a save.
The lunge to make that save, phenomenal from Ali Moody.
Oh, my. Could that be? Well, that's a contender here for save of the tournament, just when it comes down to the splendor of it all. It's certainly not a game-saving save at this point.
But still, one for the books.
One for the books. I've been so impressed by Ali Moody, and I know I'm not alone. Anyone who's watched her career over 5 years will have plenty to appreciate. But what a performance yet again. Not the starter today for McMaster. But the starter overall for this season. It was almost a full split, Ali Rowe.
That was impressive one. She got down quick, too. Just know if I try to do a split like that in a game, I'm not getting back up from that.
There's no reason that you or I should be doing any of that. That means someone has fallen and they cannot get back up. So we're in the 90th minute here. Toronto showing the type of team they are, the identity that they've had all season long. A 2-goal effort. Never taking their foot off the gas.
Really showing their physicality now and their endurance. They haven't stopped going. And you can't tell that they're visibly tired. They're going to push to the very end of this game, and it's quite impressive.
And what's nice that both the consolation semifinal teams who will play in the final tomorrow, Cape Breton played earlier this morning, and for Toronto Varsity Blues, they're here now. They're going to have over 24 hours for that next match because they'll play at 5 p.m. Eastern. Same place, Ron Joyce Stadium. Under the bright lights at that hour as its sunset is so much earlier. Could this be the goal that trickles by?
After these back-to-back games, that 24-hour rest period will be much needed. There'll be a lot of focus on rest and recovery, just staying warm, especially after these games outside. Could imagine the importance the coaches are putting on that.
McMaster, tough tests as the number 7 seed. First coming against the number 2 Montreal Carabin, a 2-0 loss there. Now Jade Abreu from the corner. Great delivery. Ali Moody, of course, well up, trying to keep her team on the attack. Get it out of their half quickly. Around is Orla Homewood. First year from Kitchener, Ontario. So a number of these Marauders are getting some minutes in this game and feeling it out, knowing this is their final match here. A bittersweet send-off at home, still looking for that first Nationals goal with this year's squad. They have scored at this tournament before, but you have to go back when they were able to win it all, 1991, and then they did play in 1992 as hosts. Toronto Varsity Blues advance to the consolation final, where they will fight for 5th place in the national standings tomorrow against the Cape Breton Capers. A battle between the number 3 and number 4 seeds coming into this tournament, but a bittersweet ending for the McMaster Marauders. Kept off the score sheet in both their games. Fans, though, showing their love and appreciation on their feet. Hugs abound. We will have more from this second consolation semifinal when we return to Ron Joyce Stadium.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Surprise.
Welcome back to Ron Joyce Stadium. McMaster University saying their farewells after a tough ending here. Their appearance at the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. They are the host side. They will be here. And by the way, they have been incredible hosts overall, just top to bottom. Class acts, and we've heard it as well from a number of teams, visiting teams who have just been so impressed by the way this event has been run this year. Time now to hear the Nike players of the game. For the Marauders, yesterday was Jade Abreu, Maddie Ma for the Varsity Blues in what was a 3-1 loss to the Trinity Western Spartans. So this is their first victory at this year's tournament. And so for McMaster, well-deserved. Sarah Vogel said her name many times, 5th year from Waterdown, Ontario. Had 3 goals through the regular season. She scored every time she had a chance to get on target through that campaign. And for the Varsity Blues, number 26, we said her name so many times, Devin Eisen, and know the name as a 2-assist performance. Also handled the corners beautifully. first player of the tournament to have a 2-assist match. And it really was Toronto's game in so many ways, despite the numbers showing otherwise. And this in the second half, Beatrice O'Donnell just out of reach there.
So many opportunities from both squads. McMaster just couldn't manage to get a proper shot on net, all just in the reach of Otani, and Toronto managing to capitalize on every moment they had in front of the net on the Marauders. But great opportunities, great work from both sides on both defense and offense, clearing the ball out and getting opportunities on the Toronto side on net. Just so many opportunities. A missed opportunity there, but great cleanup by Ali Moody on that finish.
I said 2 assists, but the stats have just been updated here to reflect that Devon Eisen has a goal, and that's likely due to the fact that it was a bit of an own goal situation, which you, Ali, absolutely recognized. It was originally credited. There's, by the way, one of the saves that was just incredible, Ali Moody. But the emotions running high for both of these sides. And it's a big game. The game winner, of course, happening in the 25th minute, courtesy of Emilia Lucic. The shots, 10-7 overall, 7-5. The fouls as well. McMaster getting into a bit of trouble, but overall, a battle that certainly felt well in hand for the Varsity Blues. Now we await the big semifinal matches. Up next, number 1 seed UBC Thunderbirds taking on the number 5 seed RSEQ finalist Laval Rouge et Or, a rematch of last year's final. Thank you for watching the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship.
U Sports on CBC, presented by U Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Faraburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, A par and by BioSteel.